Dave Brown right along ringside. And son of a gun, we're ready for another big championship wrestling, partner.
Oh, we've got an opening match coming up here. We're going to be looking at Rikki Nelson and Scott Steiner. They'll be going against the Gilberts, Tommy and Doug, in the opening match today. That's just the first one. Maxx Payne will be along a little bit later on. We'll also see the Cuban Assassins today, and they'll be going against Scotty the Body and Tom Brandi. Ought to be a fine match coming up there.
That'll be an interesting team to see them together.
Indeed. That's not all. Six-man tag team action coming up for the expiration of time match today on one side. Gorgeous Gary Young, Brick House Brown, Terry Adonis. On the other side, Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis, and the Nightmare Ken Wayne. Should be a great day here today.
We also have got, Davey, kind of an interesting situation that is developed pertaining to the big May the 9th World Heavyweight title match, which we'll be getting into a little bit later. We're going to have the Wrestler of the Week. We will have the trivia question. We got a bunch. Better get at it right now. Yeah, we'll take time out. Be back in just a minute. They're waiting now, the Hitman and Tommy Gilbert. We're waiting on the opposition as we'll give a little tap again. There comes referee Jerry Calhoun. I believe we're about ready, Dave.
One fall, 10-minute time limit match coming up. Total weight of 470 pounds out of Detroit, Michigan. Scott Steiner, his partner from Knoxville, Tennessee, Rikki Nelson. Across the way at 484 pounds. From Lexington, Tennessee, the Gilberts, Tommy and Doug. One fall, 10-minute time limit. Standing right there in the middle of the ring, Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Okay, this will be an interesting pairing. Rikki Nelson starting out against Tommy Gilbert, and looking at the team of Scott Steiner and Rikki Nelson, we're looking at a couple of pretty good-looking athletes, Dave. I'm telling you.
They are. We'll see how they work together as a tag team here. That sometimes is difficult for even for very talented wrestlers to work with a partner.
Yeah, that's a very good point, because we have seen, oh, look at here, a cradle, and Rikki Nelson almost had Tommy Gilbert in a hurry. What's Tommy complaining about? Hair pulling or something?
Or pulling the tights or something. It's an old tactic that you get the referee thinking something was really wrong there, but it wasn't. It was a nice, clean takedown, a fine one by Rikki Nelson.
Tangle it up, center of the ring. CWA Championship Wrestling coming to you again. Big action card we've got today. Nice, hanging on. Pop that mare over and down, and Rikki Nelson hangs to it. The side mare as Rick was picked up in the air, and he managed to hold on to the head and just made the body come with it. And over the top, sunset flip. Rikki got a one, but boy, oh boy, Tommy Gilbert, that's that experience. He clamped those ankle bones right on the ears of Rikki Nelson, and that was that.
I was just thinking, watching the match so far, that one reason that Tommy Gilbert is so hard to beat is because he's been wrestling for so long. He knows how to counter, how to get out of trouble when he gets there. And if you'll notice, he doesn't let his partner set up too well on a hole, or not his partner, his opponent set up too well on a hole.
Absolutely right. Good point, too. And it's something that young wrestlers can pay attention to. You may not want to pay attention to Tommy Gilbert, but you can learn from him, let me tell you that. Here's big Scott Steiner in, and so Tommy turns it over to the big Hitman, who doesn't seem to fare too well on his immediate entrance into the ring.
He came in flying through the air, but he was flying through the air because Scott Steiner had a hold of him. Nice drop kick. Doug Gilbert finds himself right in the middle of the ring on the mat. The referee counting. He got only a one count before Doug pulled the right shoulder up off the mat. Scott Steiner out of Detroit, Michigan. Deceptive as far as size goes. He weighs 248. If you look at him, he doesn't look like he'd weigh that much until you stop and look at all that upper body muscle that he's built up by lifting weights and working out.
Nice fireman carry throw by the Hitman as he takes Steiner over and down. We have seen, over the years, we have seen examples of the fact that strength isn't everything, but, buddy, it'll do for a starting point, won't it? And that Steiner's got it.
It'll get you going there. There's Rikki Nelson, Scott Steiner's partner, over in the corner. Meanwhile, the Gilberts doubling up on Scott Steiner as one was holding him up. Now, Doug Gilbert steps back out on the apron, and Tommy Gilbert goes to work on him.
Rikki Nelson, like Jeff Jarrett, are examples of guys, not to say that they're not strong because they're all very well muscled, but they're not all that big, and they use another ingredient, speed, as a major factor in their attack.
Tommy Gilbert backed into a corner. Referee's there. He wants Steiner to back away since they're back on the rope. Steiner started to back away, and Gilbert attacked him. Tommy Gilbert firing Steiner into the rope. Steiner ducks under, presses Tommy off the ropes. One. I can't hold him there. Thought he might have him, but only got a 1 count. Gilbert quickly on his feet over to the corner and tags a hitman, Doug Gilbert. Doug, Tommy's son, but outweighs him considerably. Doug weighs at 260. He's big. Doug Gilbert drops down, lower leg across the chin, covers. 1, 2. Scott Steiner able to break out of it as a 2 count. They're over near the Gilbert's corner. They're tagging quickly.
Yeah. Very good tag. Give them their due. The father-son ESP working. They knew exactly at the moment they wanted to make the quick tag and did it. Front face lock from Tommy Gilbert. Over the top, and there's a case of that strength, Dave. He just muscled him up. And here's Rikki Nelson going after Doug Gilbert. Tommy from behind. Now we got all 4 of them in. The Gilbert, Steiner, and Nelson. Rikki Nelson follows Doug. Oh, boy. While the referee is running Scott Steiner out, Tommy Gilbert slipped in behind, caught a knee right smack in the lower back, passes him off to Doug. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Heavy-duty maneuver by the Gilberts as they put it together.
Next Southern Championship is right here.
Is that it? Well, that was Doug Gilbert expressing his viewpoint.
Time on it was 5 minutes, 13 seconds. The end of it came when Tommy Gilbert put a knee right in the kidney of Rikki Nelson, and from that point, Doug Gilbert got the 3 count, 5-13.
Nelson was on the attack. Bang. Tommy came from behind while the referee was putting Steiner out of the ring, popped that knee in there, and it turned the whole thing around. It was right there. We got more action, plenty of it. Be back in a moment. Wednesday night, Evansville Coliseum, you'll see a main event, a bounty match where Robert Fuller comes in against Jerry the King Lawler. If Lawler loses it, he becomes a manservant to Missy Hyatt. But if Lawler wins it, Missy Hyatt becomes a maid for the day to Jerry Lawler.
First off, Jerry Lawler, you're not going to win because I'm not going to be your maid. I've already had to do that one time, and it's so gross. I'm not going to get down and clean your floors or do anything like that. No, because we got Robert Fuller. We had so many wrestlers call and beg us to come in to take you out, Jerry Lawler. We just put them all in a hat, dipped in, and we got Robert Fuller out. The Fullers, they're a bigger family than you, Jerry Lawler. Bigger and better. So I'm going to get you, Jerry Lawler. You're going to be my maid for the day. We're going to put you in a little skirt, give you the little dust feather, and you're going to go all around my house, and I want it clean down to, I want it clean, perfect. White gloves and everything. So you better get ready in Evansville. Bring your little duster feather.
Sixth man a little bit later on, and we have a nice tag match before that. And coming in right now, the King. Yes, sir. Here's a man who has got to be doing some thinking at nighttime. Jerry, how you doing? Coming up May the 9th, something the entire wrestling world is going to be looking at, and that's going to be either a brand new world heavyweight champion or the last hurrah, and it will be on May the 9th.
Well, that's right. A lot of things have taken place since this announcement has been made. One of them that I want to talk about right now is a real important development in this whole situation. As you know, and as we announced to everybody last week, the date was set as May the 9th as the date for the what will, as you said, either be my final match or either will be the first match of a whole new career as the World Heavyweight Champion. And the match, of course, is set for Memphis, Tennessee, the Mid-South Coliseum, and it's against Curt Hennig. And Eddie Marlin said that he got a call from Stanley Blackburn, who of course is the president of the AWA, and Curt Hennig had called Stanley Blackburn and said that there was a little problem in this situation, and the problem that he saw was the referee. Curt Hennig called Stanley Blackburn and said, "I am not going down to Memphis, Tennessee, and put the World Heavyweight Championship at stake against Jerry Lawler with Jerry Calhoun as the referee." And you know, that's a little bit understandable. You know, it's no secret. I don't try to hide from anybody. Jerry Calhoun and I are good friends. We both went to high school together. We've known each other for a long, long time. I helped him get helped him get the job as a referee. But I can also say this about Calhoun. Every time that he steps foot in the ring, he doesn't show me any partiality. If you ask me, he's the best referee that we have in this area, and he does a real fine job. But anyway, Curt Hennig said that he's not going to put the belt at stake with Calhoun as the referee. And I said, well, that's fine. There's another very good referee here, and Frank Morrell, and we said, we'll let Frank Morrell referee the match. Well, Curt Hennig also said he didn't want Frank Morrell as the referee either. So what he did, he said he had some referee from the Minneapolis area, and I had frankly never heard of the guy that he suggested, and so I told Stanley Blackburn, I said, well, if he's got the power to veto referees, I think I should have the same ability, and so I told him that I didn't want that guy to referee the match. So there's been some problems, and what it's all boiled down to is that Stanley Blackburn made the decision to let each one of us choose a referee of our choice, and then what they're going to do, they're going to let the fans decide who the referee is going to be. And I think that's, you know, I said, to me that sounds fair. So what's going to happen? He went to Curt Hennig. He said, Curt, if you could have anybody that you wanted to referee this match, who would you have as your choice? Now, you know, Lance, the people out there don't know who Curt Hennig decided would be the perfect referee for this match.
Listen to this.
He told Stanley Blackburn that he thought the man that would referee this match right down the middle and do an excellent job would be his father, Larry the Axe Hennig.
Yeah, totally impartial referee.
That's Curt Hennig's choice for the referee. And so what I did, I said, if you get to have your choice, I guess you couldn't have a better person to referee for you than your own father. And so since I don't have, I don't have that privilege. My father's no longer living. I got to thinking, who would be the next best choice? And I thought of a guy that when I see him, I call him Pop. He calls me son, and his name is Fabulous Jackie Fargo.
I think they just voted.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't believe Hennig will buy that vote.
Well, no, Hennig was real upset about this. But the way this is going to take place, Stanley Blackburn came up with this idea. The way this is going to take place, and everybody can be involved.
That's right.
I'm sure everybody has seen these 1-900 poll numbers. Well, Stanley Blackburn has lined it up where it can be done over the telephone. There are 2 telephone numbers. One number that you dial and call if you want to vote for Larry the Axe Hennig as the referee. The other number that you dial and call if you want to vote for the Fabulous Jackie Fargo as the referee on May the 9th. And I think, are you going to give out the numbers now? Or are you going to? There's a little something to explain about that, about the different areas.
Yeah, we just give the numbers right now. If we can get them up on the screen, there will be 2 different numbers. Now, let me make a couple of comments first about this. One, there will be a $1 charge on your phone bill for making this call. And 2, kids, please ask your parents before you make the call. We want participation. We want everybody to have their voice about it, but please do that. Now, if you want to vote for the referee for Jackie Fargo, the number is 1-900-400-9601. 1-900-9601, the final 4 digits. Now, if you want to vote for Larry the Axe Hennig as the referee, it's 1-900-400-9602. It's 9601 for Fargo, 9602 for Larry Hennig. You can take this number down. I do want to explain, only in the Memphis, Tennessee area, the voting, you will have to wait until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning to start your voting. Now, that applies only to the Memphis, Tennessee area, and the phone lines will be open on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, for the votes. And again, only in Memphis, Tennessee. You must wait till tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock. That applies only to one city, though. So it seems to me, and I mean this, a legitimate, reasonable way to go about approaching this, and I think Stanley Blackburn had an excellent arbitration idea.
Well, I think it is a real good idea. It's, of course, nobody I would like better than to have, just first of all, I'd like to see him back here again, and to have him referee that match would mean an awful lot to have the fabulous Jackie Fargo back in the area. I want to say one other thing, I want to repeat what Lance said just a minute ago, because there is, the telephone company charges $1 for each one of these calls, so don't any kids out there just go and start dialing the phone, because your parents will probably beat your brains out when the phone bill comes in. So ask your parents before you make these calls, okay? But I would appreciate the votes, and I would love to have Jackie Fargo in here. We do, Lance, I understand, have a word from Curt Hennig,
yes.
And I think that he is mounting a massive telephone campaign of his own, so got some work cut out for him.
I think it's in all fairness, we'll let Curt Hennig have a say. Let's take a listen to what the world heavyweight champion had to say.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's only one man that I know of that I feel has the honesty in a referee a match. Now, this man, he's known me for a very long time, and he knows that I'm an honest person, and I know that he's an honest person, because this person is none other than Larry the Axe Hennig, my father. Now, Jerry Lawler, you're looking at a man over 300 pounds. You're looking at a man, when he makes a decision, it stands. And I'm telling all you people of Memphis, Tennessee, that my father is the most honest man in the world, and I would know because he raised me, and I'm as honest as they come. Now, I understand you want Mr. Jackie Fargo to be the referee. Oh, hey, everybody knows that the Fargos are the biggest rule breakers in the history of wrestling. They'll do anything to win a match. Now, I don't know, Jerry Lawler, what's wrong with you. Maybe when they stretchered you out last time, maybe you got a little bit of brain damage, you see. Because Jackie Fargo, I'll tell you what, Larry the Axe Hennig is the man to referee. In fact, I am going to call in as many times as I can, because each and every vote is going to count. And you know, Jerry Lawler, I'm 30 years old, and I'm a millionaire, and I got a lot of money. And I am now the new boss of professional wrestling. And I don't care how much money it's going to cost me. I'm going to keep calling, and I want all you people of Memphis, Tennessee, to call in. Let justice stand. Let Larry the Axe Hennig be the referee.
Well, we gave him his opportunity to say what he had to say in regards to it, and obviously he was selling for his man.
Yeah.
We've got a little footage in here. Would you like to make a comment about your recommendation for the referee?
Well, just in case anybody at all out there is not familiar with Jackie Fargo, in case you haven't seen him in a little while, if we can, we have just a little short piece of footage to remind everybody just what Jackie Fargo is capable of. Here he is, right?
Levy.
Fargo's done it. Fargo's got him another step.
knows how to control situations, I think, Jerry.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, as you can see from that, he's not too crazy about other referees. So he wants to be the referee for this match, and I would love for him to be that. And we have got some very important business to take care of between now and May the 9th. And if you could show those telephone numbers one more time, so especially people in the Memphis area, write it down, because as he said, the voting won't start in the Memphis area until tomorrow morning, but then you can vote every Saturday and every Sunday after that.
Yeah, right. It'll be a Saturday and Sunday situation. There are the numbers, and we'll try to show them later in the program, but you can jot these down right now. And it's 9601, the final 4 digits for Jackie Fargo, 9602.
The only one they need to remember, 960.
Okay. Well,
I'm going to come back a little bit later on and talk about some other things.
I wish you would. We're out of time right here, Jerry, and we'll see you a little bit later on. Take time out. Be back in a moment. First, let me take a second or two to tell you about the action coming up around the territory Sunday, May the 1st, Fort Knox, Kentucky at the Sadowski Fieldhouse. A Thunderdome match will be taking place 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Thursday, May the 5th at Pekin, Indiana at the high school. And on Thursday, May the 12th, New Harmony, Indiana. That also is at the high school. Now, Wednesday night, you're looking at 7 outstanding matches coming to the Coliseum. Gary Young against Scott Levy. It'll be Brickhouse Brown with Brother Ernest against Billy Travis with Kenny D. CWA heavyweight title match. Maxx Payne defends against Scott Steiner. Southern Tag Team title bout with Ron and Don Bruce going against the Cuban Assassins. Maxx Payne's dream match will have Jerry the King Lawler going against Brother Ernest with Maxx Payne as the referee. U.S. Junior Heavyweight title with Jeff Jarrett challenging the Nightmare Ken Wayne. And then that final match, what a dandy it's going to be. Jerry Lawler goes against the bounty hunter Robert Fuller.
Right now, it's Brother Ernest, good book in hand, and Maxx Payne with a Southern Heavyweight Championship belt around his waist. This is a non-title match. Introducing from Dallas, Texas, at 215 pounds, Rodney Napper. And across the way, you see the big man now taking the Southern Heavyweight title off his waist from Salt Lake City, Utah, at 303 pounds. That is Maxx Payne. Jerry Calhoun, the referee. Brother Ernest will be in Maxx Payne's corner.
See it.
Boy, this is the long and short of it, no doubt about that. The CWA heavyweight champion, Maxx Payne, a whip with Rodney Napper. Oh, boy.
Just about turned him a 360-degree flip when he hit
First
him with
shot out of the box. He hits him with that big arm and clothesline, and Maxx Payne puts Rodney Napper down, but you don't see Napper heading for hiding anywhere. Hey, look at him. He's back up, boy. He is a tough son of a gun. And he's going against a giant who scoops him up, pounds him down in the center of the ring. Maxx dropping with a big elbow down on Rodney Napper.
Boy, Napper, outweighed by almost 100 pounds, finds himself in the air as Maxx Payne is just walking around with him on his shoulder. Finally, power slams him, just drove him into the mat right in the center. Now Maxx Payne up on the middle rope. Brother Ernest with a signal.
Whoa.
Oh,
that's all.
Yeah, I don't see I can get up from that. Count of 3. 1:05 the time on it, and it was all Maxx Payne. Maxx Payne, just too much size, weight, and power. And he'll take home the victory here in 1 minute 5 seconds over Rodney Napper.
Well, it was not for the lack of heart, because Napper tried. He just was against physically a big... Well, he did try, and there he just...
Y'all better see if you can get him out of here.
Outsized. They're working to take Rodney Napper out of here right now. You got the victory in a little over a minute.
Maybe a double, too.
Okay, I have got to get to Brother Ernest here to talk about something that I know has been signed, is coming up, and I can't believe it. It is a dream match. And are you ready for this?
Hallelujah.
In which
Hallelujah.
Brother Ernest will be in the ring as a combatant against Jerry the King Lawler, and you asked for this match. I don't believe it. Oh, there's one little side note I better add to it, and that is the fact Maxx Payne will be the referee for the match. You asked for this.
You know, Max, I mean, Brother Lance, many times, there are things that happen in life, and you just have to face the devil right on. You have to face him, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to face Brother Lawler straight on. You know, we've all got little things inside of us that, you know, where we want to do something, and I'm going to bring my sporting ability out. People want to see me in the ring. They want to see me against Brother Lawler. He's tainted at me. He's pulled at me. He's said everything. Sometimes you just got to get the bull by the horns.
Do you really think you're physically prepared to climb in the ring in a debut match against Jerry the King Lawler?
Maxx has had me under a rigorous thing. I'm telling you, I'm ready.
He's ready for anything, baby. He's ready for anything.
Come on. Hey, now don't get carried away. You'll have enough to deal with when you get...
I'm telling you.
What have you been feeding this guy?
You never see it takes to win, Lance. That's what I do.
I don't suppose in any way that the fact that Maxx Payne is going to be the referee, that Maxx Payne will never let Lawler make a move, that Maxx Payne will be all over him every...
Now, hold on just a minute here, Lance. You have just reached down inside this black heart and torn out a whole bunch of my pride now. I swear on this good book, Brother Ernest made me swear on this good book that I would be unbiased and I would stand back and let Jerry Lawler and him have at it right there in the middle of the ring. And you know what? I'm just as interested to stand in the corner and watch this myself because I've been training my man. I've been putting it down with Brother Ernest, man. We've been lifting, we've been running, we've been jogging, doing sit-ups, we've been wrestling every day, preparing. So I'm going to stand back, and I'm going to let Brother Ernest have at it, baby. You bet. And I'm as excited. I'm shaking right now because I'm excited. Because Jerry Lawler, he might be retired before he gets to Curt Hennig. Because first of all, he's got to get through me. And then the dream match is there, baby.
You are going in your first match into the ring against Jerry the King Lawler, and you asked for this.
All I can say is we all have hidden things that have to be brought out. And, you know, he may be your king, but I'm going to decrown him.
Well, it's going to be the referee right there in the middle of the ring watching it all happen, Lawler.
Unbiased.
Unbiased. I promise.
Okay, well, all I can say is there are a lot of things I don't give you credit for. I gave you credit for being a little smarter than this. Brother Ernest asked for this match. It's going to happen with Sporty over here going against Jerry the King Lawler. We'll take time out. We'll be back in a moment. Are you
10-minute time limit match, introducing at a total weight of 466 pounds out of Havana, Cuba, the Cuban Assassins, and going against them, total weight of 461 pounds out of Palm Beach, Florida, Scotty DeBody, and out of Chippendales, New York City, Tom Brandi. Cuban Assassin number 1 starting against Tom Brandi in a 1-fall 10-minute time limit match.
Boy, this little dandy should have a lot of class to it with Scotty DeBody on one side teaming up with Tom Brandi. And I'll say one thing, they better have all the class and speed they can muster because they're going against 2 rugged guys. The Cuban Assassins, number 1 in there right now. And the number 2 Cuban Assassin is the bigger of the 2, but they are both very rugged. They're built along the same line, stocky and really hard to move around. Scotty double hands him off the ropes.
Scott sits down on that left arm. Referee starts the count because the Cuban Assassin's shoulders were on the mat. Even though they weren't pinned, they were there. Assassin reaching for the tag. Good shot of him reaching for that tag and getting it on his partner. So the other Assassin comes in, and Scotty DeBody goes to work on him, moving him around the ring.
One of the problems, well, he's going over to make a tag. I was going to say with that arm bar, instead of being on the side, he was facing straight up, and you can get in trouble with that kind of ball.
Boy, nice chop by Brandi. Took the Cuban Assassin off his feet. Back up now, whipped into the ropes. Brandi comes at him with a flying drop kick. Assassin looking for the corner in the tag. Gets it. Cuban Assassin number 1 back in. Tom Brandi grabs the left arm, wraps it up. Putting another little twist on it.
Brandi, a well-muscled young man. He was in the USFL with Portland. And I think an interesting career, to say the very least. The Cuban Assassin #1 stomps down on Tom Brandi.
Cuban Assassin just barely sidestepped and let Tom Brandi go by on that shoulder butt. And the Assassin immediately took control. Here's Cuban Assassin #2 in there. Now he grabs Brandi. Brandi with the right fist trying to take control back. Not able to do it yet. The Assassin with a chop as he's back on the rope. Cuban Assassin #2 whipping Tom Brandi into the ropes and a vicious shoulder coming off of there.
Well, let me tell you, Mr. Brandi felt that one and a half. He really nailed him. Tag on #1 again.
Cuban Assassin. Tom Brandi trying to battle back at this guy. Cuban Assassin #1. The Assassin grabbed him by the hair, slammed his head into the mat, warned about that by the referee, but the damage already done. Cuban Assassin #2 grabbing Brandi. Tom's been in there a long time. He needs to get a tag on the freshman, Scotty the Body, who's reaching for the tag right now, but still not quite close enough to get it. Assassin, of course, they're trying to keep him away from that tag, and they did it right there. Cuban Assassin #2 brings him over to the corner, and the other Assassin comes in after they make a tag.
Cuban Assassins, we've seen him in a couple of matches, and let me tell you, oh, he misses and go down to the deck. Here's the tag on Scotty the Body, who comes in swinging on him. These guys are rugged competitors, the Cuban Assassins are, being manhandled now by Tom Brandi and Scotty the Body, but not for long. With a head over the top rope, the Assassin #2 pulls him down for a little choke, and the referee counts. He's breaking right at the count.
The other Assassin came in, thought that looked like a good idea, and just kept it up. You can see what he's doing, using that top rope to choke. The referee has just counted him out. That's a disqualification. A 5 count. He did not break it at a 5 count, and the Cuban Assassins have been disqualified. They lose it. Tom Brandi in to help Scotty get away from him a little bit. So Tom Brandi and Scotty the Body get themselves a DQ victory over the Cuban Assassins in 3 minutes, 57 seconds.
They were breaking just on the count, but I think he got carried away with it and just hung in there, and referee Jerry Calhoun didn't fool around with him. He had warned him too many times, and he counted him right out. And the winners by disqualification, Scotty the Body and Tom Brandi. Well, after that, I guess it's time for a little quiet time with Brother Ernest. Okay.
Oh, welcome once again. You know, this is the 4th week of quiet time. That's a month. Oh, it just doesn't seem that long, but you know, when you're having a good time like you and I are, it just goes past so fast. You know, I've got something I want to talk to you about this morning. Donations have been picked up a little bit, but they're not like they should be. So I want you to dig a little deeper in that billfold and send them in. In order for us to cut the cancer out, such as of the Jerry Lawlers and the Jeff Jarretts, the cheaters, the no-good people, I've got to have your support. You know, to see those boys in the ring and the things they do, the cheating they do, I just don't know how they get up in the morning. Do you? At Wrestling USA, which you're going to help me build, we are going to have a hospital and a rest home which will take care of people like that. I want you to keep them coming in. Remember, this week's donation is called Dethrone the King. Be sure and write on your envelope, Dethrone the King, because you know I would never misuse your money. It's for Wrestling USA. I want you to keep it coming in. Be sure and write me in care of this station. Once again, I want you to reach down, touch the television set, and let me feel what you're thinking. I'm going to leave you with me, you, and the good book.
Huh? Brother Ernest Good Book. Believe me, it's Brother Ernest Good Book. Okay, we're through with quiet time. Let's get into something a little more exciting right now when we start talking about the Renegade Rampage Trivia Contest that takes place every week, and it participates in the 18-week program that is the richest of the wrestling prizes that we've ever had in the CWA. This one is worth $250,000. The Renegade folks are having it. It goes 18 weeks, will end in June with a big finale. And the weekly winners of the trivia contest end up with very nice prizes. A set of 6 mugs from Renegade Rampage, the T-shirts, and various things like that. But the biggest thing about the weekly winners is it qualifies them for the final contest, and there's only going to be 18 winners in there, and the final winner is going to get a marvelous trip to the site of the finals of the Renegade Rampage. It will include, of course, the airfare and the hotel and that sort of thing, and $500 spending money, so it's a dandy of a contest. Our winner for a previous contest comes from, well, the question happened to do with what late-night talk show did Jerry Lawler and Andy Kaufman appear on together, and David Letterman was the correct answer on that. We had a lot of winners. The way we work that is, because of the geographical distribution of the program and the way it goes around, we take all winning answers, and then there is a winner drawn from only the winners, and that was so with this particular card. Our winner is Mrs. Sheila Long of Bowling Green, Kentucky. All right, congratulations, Mrs. Long, for your excellent timing and win and your card being drawn out. You'll get your weekly prizes, and it furthermore qualifies you for the big championship. Now, let's take a look at the question for this week. The Renegade Rampage Trivia Contest question for this week is, name the tag team that Bill Dundee and Jerry Lawler defeated to become the AWA World Tag Champions, an event we remember very well. Lawler and Dundee winning the AWA World Tag Champions. What was the team that they defeated in order to become the champions? Now, fill out your address. You must have Renegades Rampage Trivia Contest on your entry. Send it to WMC TV, 1960 Union Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee, zip code 38104. There it is, Renegades Rampage Trivia Contest, WMC TV, 1960 Union Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee, 38104. Good luck. We hope you're the winner for this week. Let's take time out. Back in a moment. Wednesday night, Evansville Coliseum, 7 big matches with the big main event being a bounty hunter match where Robert Fuller comes in to collect the bounty on Jerry Lawler. But also, if Lawler loses it, he becomes a manservant to Missy Hyatt. But if Lawler wins it, Missy Hyatt, a maid for the day.
I can't wait till Wednesday in Evansville because, first of all, I got a one-on-one match with Brother Ernest. I'm going to get rid of him once and for all. And then Robert Fuller's coming in trying to collect all the big bucks. But it ain't going to happen because I'm going to beat Robert Fuller. And when I do, then Missy Hyatt is going to have to be my maid for the day. And I can assure you I'm going to have a camera crew there. They're going to record every minute of it. This has already happened to her once before, and it's going to happen again. I know there's one word, Missy Hyatt, that you don't know the meaning of, and that is work. But you're going to find it out after I beat Robert Fuller Wednesday night, because you're going to have to come to my house, and I'm going to have a list a mile long of the dirtiest, filthiest, stinkingest jobs that I can think of. And believe me, I'm going to think of them, and you're going to do each and every one when you're my maid for the day, Missy Hyatt.
Coming up here in a moment, you'll see Billy Travis, Jeff Jarrett, and Ken Wayne on one side of the ring, and think that won't be a dandy. I mean, a real dandy. In the very near future, we're going to be seeing a bout that has a lot of interest. Hi, Jeff. How you doing? Ken, how you doing, partner? Good to see you. A bout that has a great deal of interest. It has to do with the U.S. Junior Heavyweight title match. And Jeff Jarrett will be challenging the champion, Ken Wayne, for that title. Ken?
Well, you know, I want to make one thing clear, and I know Jeff knows this. Jeff didn't ask for this match. I was given a list of names, and Jeff's name happened to be on that list. And I says, you know, Jeff's been around here for a while now, and I got a lot of respect for you, Jeff. I like you a lot, or I wouldn't have given you the shot. But, you know, I've seen a lot of things happen, and I've done a lot of things myself. And Jeff, the only thing I see wrong with you, pal, is you stayed right here in this area, brother, and you've made a name off of your daddy. Your granddaddy runs the company. Your daddy owns it. Well, let me tell you something about Ken Wayne. Ken Wayne has been all over the country. He's been out of the country and overseas. I went out and made my reputation. I went out and got this belt. No one gave this to me, brother. I went out and I fought for it. Now, I know you fought for a lot of things, but I also happen to know that you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth. And when you outgrew that silver spoon, they give you a silver platter. No, wait. Now, I know you get nervous before you start talking, so here's your cup of water so you ain't got to swallow. Nice to you and do something for you.
Take that silver spoon and shove it where the sun don't shine. Ken Wayne, nothing was given to me. I fought just as hard as you did. You can go ask Billy Travis, anybody in this area. I fought just as hard as you did. I trained in the gym, and I do it every day. Obviously, you don't get in the gym at all. I trained to learn to wrestle. Hey, I've gotten in that ring and fought my heart out every night, night in, night out, just as hard as Billy Travis is. He's training right over there.
Real good, yeah. Go ask Billy Travis. Who is he? He's your best friend. Well, let me tell you something, pal. Let me tell you something. I go out, I've done a lot of things people don't like.
You've also been around 15, 20 years. Hey, I've only been around 2 years.
That's right,
you
brother.
give me a little time, brother, and you'll just see what I can do.
Well, let me tell you something. When we're a tag team, let me explain this to you. I do like you, Jeff. When we're a tag team, you can trust me, pal. I won't turn on you. I'll do anything I can to win a match. But let me tell you something else. When you're my opponent, don't you make the mistake of trusting me, because everybody knows what I will do. I didn't get to where I am by being a nice guy in the ring.
Right.
Just like ask any of these people, ask Lance, and you've seen it. A few weeks ago, I knocked Maxx Payne out. Now, I did it with knuckle dusters on my hand, but the reason I did it, because I wanted to win, brother. I am a winner, and not you or no one else is going to take this away from me, because it's one step away from the world's junior heavyweight title, and that's where I'm headed. And I picked you because you're on the list, and you are a good wrestler. I don't take that away from you one bit, brother. Well, I tell you what, you get in the ring against me as an opponent, like I said, don't make the mistake of trusting me. Because if I got to give you 2 in the eyes, hit you with knuckle dusters, or kick you below the belt, that's what I'll do to win, because I'm walking out with this belt.
That's right, Ken. You can say all that, but the same thing goes for me. As a partner, you can trust me with everything. But when you get in the ring, you just better watch out, because I'm not going to pull no punches.
Okay, guys. Well, they're going in the ring to be partners. Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, 6-man tag action coming up here. Boy, this could really turn out to be interesting here. Stay tuned, fans. Coming in right now, a team with a total weight of 695 pounds. Out of Houston, Texas, gorgeous Gary Young. From Miami, Florida, Brickhouse Brown. And from Canada, Terry Adonis. Going against them at a total of 653 from Hendersonville, Tennessee, Jeff Jarrett. And from Lexington, Kentucky, Billy Travis. And from Memphis, Tennessee, the Nightmare, Ken Wayne. This is going to be a match to the expiration of time. Jerry Calhoun, the referee. Brother Ernest in the corner over here of Young, Brickhouse, and Adonis.
And the largest of the 6 will be starting out. That's gorgeous Gary Young. Gary, formerly of Houston, Texas. He now tells me he resides in Little Rock, Arkansas. That's what he said. My home is Little Rock, Arkansas.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Houston is right, but he's talking about Little Rock. Starting out against Ken Wayne. And we've got a little special interest here as, you know, I think it's one of the questions. They're both second-generation wrestlers, and
Lance, don't forget now, the condominium prices are going to go up on the retirement center at Wrestling USA. I can still take you $1,000 today.
it has never left my mind, Brother Ernest. Ken Wayne, who not more than a couple of weeks ago won the U.S. Junior Heavyweight title. I believe it was in Gilbert. Uh-oh. Ken was holding gorgeous Gary Young. And Jeff, a drop kick. Gorgeous Gary Young got out of the way, and we got a little problem. Billy Travis steps in between them. I was afraid that when we got him out here just to discuss the match, and it turned in that way it did, we might have a little problem in this one, but yeah, Billy Travis steps in as a peacemaker and kind of quiets it down. Jeff Jarrett going in against Terry Adonis in this portion of the match. You like that, did you, Maxx Payne? Oh, speaking of Billy Travis, I want to be sure and tell his mother in Lexington, Kentucky, hi. Billy always reminds me that of whenever we can to be sure and tell his mom hi up in Lexington, Kentucky.
Tag made on Billy Travis. Billy and Jeff with a double up on Terry Adonis. Adonis back on his feet. Billy grabs that left arm.
Ken Wayne and Jeff Jarrett doing a little jawing. Wayne had something to say to Jarrett over in the corner, and Billy Travis hard at work on Terry Adonis with an arm bar. Adonis moves him to the ropes and whips him. Woo, nice shoulder. Billy pops him over and takes him down. Got a count of one, and that was it. Adonis came out of it. Adonis is one of these journeyman pro wrestlers that's been around, and boy, let me tell you, he will flat pop you if you're not looking right.
Ken Wayne back in against Brickhouse Brown now. And tag made, and here's Jeff Jarrett coming in.
No incident.
No problem that time. Nice, clean exchange. Jeff Jarrett puts Brickhouse Brown into the ropes. Both of them going. Jeff sets. Rolls him down to the mat. Brickhouse on his feet came after him, and Jeff right there to put him back down. Jeff over to the corner. The tag on Billy Travis. Jeff and Billy, of course, long-time tag team partners. Ooh, oh, Brickhouse has nailed Billy Travis. Tags Adonis. Adonis in with an open-handed slap across the chest and then a forearm across the back of the neck. Well, he swings with a fist. Billy ducks out of the way. Round behind. Abdominal stretch. Can he make it stick? Here comes... Well, maybe he can. There's assistance from Jeff. And Brother Ernest jumps in there. The referee turned and saw him leaving. And that's going to be a disqualification on the team of Brickhouse, Adonis, Gorgeous Gary Young, and Brother Ernest. Disqualification as Brother Ernest nailed Billy Travis with the good book.
So, number one is out of the way as it goes on a disqualification, as Davey said, to Wayne, Travis, and Jeff. We are going to take time out, check our clocks, and see whether we got time for another one or not. Okay, what you're looking at right now, at the request, we've had some calls on that. I want to remind you, if you want to vote for the referee in the May the 9th big championship match, which may be Lawler's last hurrah, it is going to be for the referee. Lawler has nominated Jackie Fargo. If you would like to vote for Fargo, 1-900-400-9601, 9601. And Curt Hennig is nominated his father, Larry Hennig. If you think he should be the referee, with Curt coming to Memphis, 900-400-9602. There is $1 per charge, and children, please ask your parents before you make the call. We got to get out of here, Brother Dave. I thought we'd have more time. Got to go. For Dave Brown, Lance Russell, bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of Championship Wrestling.